Welcome back to the channel, guys. And in today's video, I will be showcasing a weapon. We got a weapon that we're going to be showcasing. I grinded pretty hard for this weapon. I invested a good amount into this weapon. I also had some decent playtime fighting some more difficult bosses just to see what this weapon's potential is. And I gotta say, well, I'm not going to tell you now. I'll give you my opinions after. So anyways, without wasting time, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so we're not using the Eternal Willpower. I already did that. No, what we are using today is the one and only Clairvoyance. We are using the Clairvoyance Beam Rifle. Now, don't get me wrong. I think this is a really great looking weapon. Aesthetically, it looks pretty freaking nice. But when it comes to DPS, we don't care about aesthetics. So let's go ahead and go over the stats of the Clairvoyance. So the base stats of the Clairvoyance is 10,553 firearm attack with a 399 rate of fire, 40 round magazine, 2.2 second reload speed, a base of 20% critical hit rate, a base of 2 times critical damage multiplier. Pretty good. The rest of the stats don't really care about. So yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess I'll tell you this. So what we have rolled on here is firearm critical hit rate at a 12.6, firearm critical hit damage at a 36.7, firearm attack at 11.6, and weak point damage at 11.4. So with those modifiers put into place from the rolls that we got, we have a 12,223 firearm attack, 399, 40, 2.2, a 22.52 critical hit rate, and a 2.734 critical hit damage multiplier, which is not too bad, right, for the stats. So this weapon looks to be all in all pretty great. Because it is a ultimate weapon, it comes with 2 slots, 2 little polarity slots already, which came with this ninja star and this little C thing, the Colorado sign. No, I'm just kidding. I decided to go ahead and put a energy activator in here, so it gave me plus 30 for the module capacity, and then I also catalyzed it 2 times. So I used a crystallization catalyst 2 times to put these 2 little M's in here, or 3 lines. So now let's go ahead and check out the build that I chose to go with for this particular beam rifle based off the base stats. We went for a standard crit build because it had a 2 times multiplier in the crit at base, which is pretty good, and a 20% critical hit rate off base. We went ahead to capitalize on that. Obviously, we did our firearm attacks. We bought both of them, action and reaction and rifling reinforcement, giving us a nice little 93% firearm attack increase. We went ahead and went with the better insight for critical hit chance, 37%, and we went for better concentration for a 48.8% critical hit damage increase for our multiplier. Now, because the fire rate was pretty low on this weapon, I decided to go with the base fire rate up instead of going with one of these purple fire rate ones, just because the regular little blue one gives me 25, while the purple only gives me 20. Now, I know the purple does give me an added stat, which, whatever. We went for this one. So that took our thing from 399 to 533. Also, with beam rifles, I have used it in the past in base game or normal mode when I was going through the game for the first time. And beam rifles seem to be not that great with its clip size, being that most of your damage will come from your phase 3 beam. So I went ahead and put extended weapons charge for a larger magazine size, which gives me plus 49% to our magazine. So now we are at 59 bullets per mag. So I want to go ahead and look at all the stats after everything is applied with what we got. We have a 22,409 firearm attack, fire rate of 533, a 59 round mag, 2.2 second reload speed, a 29.92 critical hit rate, and a 3.71 critical hit damage. We also, our weak point damage went up a little bit, so it's a 1.114 times multiplier. So our crits are looking pretty decent so far with what we have built on here at this particular point. Now, oh wait, where's it at? All right, There we go. I added this in here right here because this actually does make your bar go up faster. So that way you can get to your second and third charge fades a little bit faster. So we got that in there as well. Now let's go ahead and look at some damage. So I'm going to show you what the damage is looking like on Glay first, and then I'm going to show you what it's looking like on Blair. Now we're going to do, obviously, our Glay, already knows she's weapon DPS, and we're going to use our Blair weapon DPS build. Now, my thought process before we do this, right, before I even made the weapon was, okay, it's a beam rifle. Most of your damage comes from your third phase. So if I use Glay, actually, let's go ahead and do something real quick. What are we looking like? I think one of these need to be adjusted. Cooldown. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm tripping. So we got that, a 9.8-second cooldown. So I guess all right, whatever. I don't feel like going through and finding it all. But anyways, all right. So like I was saying, my thought process was, if I can continuously shoot forever, I'll always stay at that second to third stage beam and always put out maximum DPS. And the clairvoyance would actually do some pretty insane, sustained DPS over time, or just damage in general. That was my thought. So let's go ahead and show you if my thoughts were correct or not. So there we go. We got the stage 2 for the freeze, and there we go. Alright, let's try it with the infinite ammo part. Okay, that's enough of that. So, from what I was seeing, we're only doing some low 200,000 crits. The fire rate isn't that high. The base damage isn't that high, and the crits are not that high. You see what I mean? Like, you see where I'm getting at, right? So, okay. So, our crits aren't too great, our damage isn't too great, and stuff like that. The infinite ammo thing, yeah, it's cool, but, we're not really pushing out numbers. So let's go with Blair, since he can really increase those numbers. So we're going to go ahead and switch to our Blair. We're going to check that out. Let's go ahead and put the clairvoyance back on. Make sure everything's good here. Bam. Alright. So let's go ahead and get all of our buffs for Blair. All of them. Bam. Alright, now let's check out this damage. You're seeing that too, right? The damage still sucks. All right, and just in case there's some people who don't know, what damage increases I'm getting with Blair. I'm getting weak point damage 8 times 3, mind you, with a 18% firearm attack or increase, and then we're also getting 14% critical hit rate with 10% critical hit damage. And that's all we could do. That's all we could do. And just for comparison, just so that way you know that. Look, let's go ahead and there we go. You see that 400,000? There we go, 400,000 right there. See that 550,000. You see it, right? 550, like, yeah, that's the clairvoyance for you. So I want to give you my personal opinions on this weapon. It's super trash. Dog water, garbage. Don't ever use this. Not at all. Don't. Just don't. Just do not. I would probably say if you're gonna use this, go ahead and take off weak point damage from this roll stat and put ice on there, and then go ahead and put on a mod that gives you more firearm attack when you are attacking somebody. I don't think I have one, but one of the mods where like you do more damage if you're attacking an enemy inflicted with the ice or whatever that element proc is, which in this case will be ice. Just because you could probably benefit it just because the second and third phase beam applies frostbite, so then you can get a little bit more damage. Maybe this weapon might be good on the little ice lady. What's her name? I don't really know her name. Let's see. What is it? Vissa? Yeah. This weapon could be good on Vissa just because all her abilities revolve around ice and stuff like that. And this weapon, as you see, does like reduction to ice resistance on enemies. So if you use this on Vissa, it might be okay. But to be honest, there are a million other options that are far better than this, even for Vissa. So the Clairvoyance just sucks all the way around. It's not a great weapon. I'm kind of upset that I wasted my time and resources on this thing with the hopes that it would do good. At least with Glay, I kind of expected it not to do too great with Blair. Um, but I was hoping that it would do decent with Glay, but it's not. It doesn't do decent either. It's still trash. So I will say, do not make this weapon right now. Unless you need it, or you already made all the other ultimate weapons and this is like your last one. Make it just for your mastery rank purposes. But other than that, don't build this out. Don't waste any catalysts on this. Don't waste anything. Don't waste any resources. Just build it and call it a day. That's it. This weapon sucks. It's a disappointment. Seriously. I was really actually hoping for this to be really good, but it's not. So, hey, this is a short video. I'm not even gonna go ahead and go and farm some clips and show you guys me run through a dungeon or something with this thing. I'm not gonna do that because this weapon sucks. You've seen it in there in the firing range that it's trash. You already know it's gonna be trash in the field. I tested it. I fought Swamp Walker like 4 times trying to figure out how I can make this thing push out as much damage as possible, and it's garbage. So just don't waste your time with it. So hey, I used my time and resources so that way, yeah, you guys don't have to waste your time and use your resources. So with all that being said, guys, that's the end of this video. I know, super short. You might not have gotten much out of this except for don't put resources or much time into this weapon. If you just stumble by getting all the materials, yeah, craft it there, but I wouldn't seek out making this thing right now, at least. Like I said, unless this is your last weapon to get. Anywho, guys, I just want to say thank you guys for watching the channel. You guys are really awesome. I really do like the support. It's motivating to see more subs, motivating to see you guys comment. Doesn't even matter if it's hate comment, just getting comments. It's motivating, and I just want to say thank you guys so much. Hey, like this video. Hey, comment down below if you think that this Clairvoyance could actually be good with the right build. I would like to know what you guys think, because as far as it stands right now, this thing is trash. So comment down below and let me know what you think. And also, I have another weapon in mind, so I got to go farm that out. So depends on how fast I can get it. Depends on how fast I can get a video out to you guys. But fingers crossed that this next weapon that I am going to do pushes out the damage that I think it might in my head, just based off of the stats. So anyways, stay tuned to the channel to see the next weapon reviews, and until next time.